Welcome to this week's episode of Cooking with Connie. Well, this week we're going to do a keto recipe. So this is a keto breakfast pizza. This is a great way to start your morning with this delicious pizza with all kinds of veggies and protein, and it is going to be really satisfying. So make sure you watch to the end so that you can get all the details on how to make this delicious recipe. So right now I've got, for this keto pizza, breakfast pizza, I've got my pizza stone. I have a Pampered Chef pizza stone that I have in the oven, and it is heating up. We're going to have our oven at 425. So a hot stone is really good when you're making pizza like this. It's going to make it nice and crisp. So we're going to start with a fathead pizza dough. So if you've never done this, this is a pretty simple thing to do. I've got my parchment paper out here because what I like to do is put my dough on the parchment paper and then put parchment paper on top, and then I don't have to worry about the dough sticking to my rolling pin. So it's nice and neat that way. And this is just going to slide right onto our sheet, so it's going to be an easy transfer. So what I've got in here is a cup and a half of mozzarella cheese and 2 ounces of cream cheese. So we're going to pop this in the microwave oven for 1 minute, which is going to soften it up. Then we're going to start stirring that. We're going to be adding in some almond flour and an egg and a little baking powder into this mix. And that's all there is to a fathead pizza crust. So let me pop this in the microwave and then we'll come back and you can see how it all mixes together. All right, so this is after a minute. The cream cheese is melted well, and this is kind of the consistency you want to see. So then we're going to add in that egg. So an egg, and then we're going to do a half a cup of our almond flour. Use an almond flour when you're doing a keto because you're not going to have any carbs with this particular flour. So that's pretty traditional when you're doing keto, is either almond flour or coconut flour. And then we're going to do a teaspoon of baking powder. That's going to give us that little bit of a lift there. So we're just going to stir all this up. And then what we'll do is we'll put it out on our parchment paper there, roll it out into some sort of a circle. I'm not real good about getting a very symmetrical circle, but some sort of a semblance of pizza. So we'll be back in just a little bit and you can kind of see what we've got finished up. All right, so we've got our hot pizza stone, and this is how I've got this spread. I actually did pretty good with my circle this time. So we're going to put this in the oven for 10 minutes to pre-cook it. While that's cooking, we're going to start doing the scrambled eggs that's going to go on top of this. So doing this before is going to give you a nice crisp crust. So we're putting this in a 425-degree oven for 10 minutes, and then we'll get the rest of the toppings ready to go on this. So we'll see. Okay, guys, so I've got onions and peppers that I'm sauteing in just a little bit of oil. I used coconut oil today, but you could use olive oil or whatever. I think it's important to saute these before we do the scrambled eggs in them so that they're nice and soft. Otherwise, I think you're going to end up with more crunchy vegetables in it. I've got 6 eggs here with a half a cup of heavy whipping cream, and then I just threw my fresh spinach in there with it. And then as soon as these get to the point I want them, then we're going to throw the eggs in here and scramble everything together. We've taken our crust out of the oven. It's back here waiting for the next steps. So if you have everything chopped up, this goes together pretty quickly. So I did a lot of prep work. I made this weekend for my husband, and so I did most of the prep work on Saturday. Then when I got up on Sunday, it was pretty easy to throw it together. But there is some prep work to it to get all your veggies chopped that you want. You can throw mushrooms in here. You can do it however you want to. So that's the kind of the nice thing. It's a very versatile recipe. So we'll scramble the eggs in here, and we'll have our peppers and our spinach and everything kind of all mixed there together. And then that's what's going to go on the next layer of our pizza. So when we get back to preparing the pizza, we'll show you next step. So we'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, guys. So I'm going to put just a little avocado oil spray on, or you could use olive oil, whatever you want, on that before I start adding. So here's our scrambled eggs that has the peppers and the spinach, so all the veggies are on it. So that's what's going to go on next, and just kind of sprinkle it throughout. And I have already cooked up my own turkey sausage, which I'll give you the recipe for that, but I did all this weekend when I made it, and I used just half of the ingredients for my pizza, so I had stuff left. It's a pretty simple, it's just basically getting ground turkey and browning it, and then just adding your seasonings like your sage and thyme and pepper and that kind of stuff too. All right, so I'm going to add this. We're going to sprinkle some Colby Jack on top of this, and then I'm going to put my sausage on top of that. So it will be on the very top. So we'll be back to let you see what this looks like when we get ready to pop it in the oven when we get everything assembled. So we have our pizza assembled here, and I'm going to pop this in the oven. Again, it's at 425. It's only going to take about 10 minutes for everything to kind of, the cheese to melt and everything to kind of get nice and hot and finished. So we will be back with the final product in just a few minutes. Okay guys, here is our finished product. Look at those nice, you've got the scrambled eggs in there, all the veggies, your turkey sausage on top, and that nice fat head crust. So this is a keto breakfast pizza, and you're gonna make sure you wanna make this one. So remember, like, share, subscribe. Cooking with Connie has all kinds of gluten-free, sugar-free, baking creations, so check it out, see what all we have. If you're looking to eat healthier and do some better things, this is a great place to start. So remember, this week, make good choices, and we'll be seeing you soon.